And then the next item on the agenda is consideration of the airport manager's agreement. Any comments from the airport?
Well, if you have some questions, I think last time it was brought up, and possibility there wasn't any feedback from the airport commission, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. And there was a question on the 25 cents that we pay. And that was an agreement between a city council a long time ago when we put in the tanks and for the gas. And I think we can have Julie help us out a little bit here too, but this was way back when they had to have an above tank, and I think it cost me about $25,000 if I'm not mistaken. And that was a payback, and we're still paying it back. But we also have 25 cents per gallon that we give to Julie to go from Sac City out to the airport to cash the money in. So that was the question. I think that was the only question you had on that. And if you'd agree on that one, then I would also like to bring you up to date a little bit on the airport out there. I noticed that is there any questions on her agreement?
Why don't we cover the contract with the manager first, and then we'll follow up with the other items. Any further discussion on the airport manager agreement? If not, I'll entertain a motion. So is there a second to that? Roll call, Sally.
Councilman Johnston?
Yes.
Brennan?
Yes.
Frederick?
Yes.
Hanson?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay. That would be a good deal. That'll help Julie out quite a bit. Now, if those guys would sort of help me a little bit also, I'll give you a little bit of information on some of the airport. As long as they're spending money, I have been in the same position as you guys. And once in a while, there's an awful lot of questions about airports. And imagine Musco will be here.
I can give it to him.
Okay. And something that you can also have.
Do you have one for Barb too, Milo? I'll take one for Barb too, if you'd like.
Okay, yeah. We'll put Barb there too.
Milo. Sandy needs one too.
Okay. But she can have the other one. This one just gives you what the impact of Sac City Municipal Airport is on Sac City. I've always been asked, and I got into this airport administration a little bit, and it's sort of interesting that our total annual economic activity or output generated from the airport is $297,000. And it's all carried within this book. If anybody wants to read the book, our chairman went through and marked each time that anything is verified in this book that's on that little sheet of paper. And that, it sort of proves that the airport is well worth Sac City's input on this thing. And we have 5 jobs supported by businesses, activities, capital improvements, $115,700 in annual payroll for the 5 employees. And the way they did this is included in this book. And this was done by the Iowa Impact of Aviation Technical Report. Everything comes big. And some of the different things that they're going to be used is on that. They support the companies doing business in the area. The airport supports the doctor transport on a regular basis. The airport is used to support the Angel Flight program. And the municipal airport supports a notable volume of agriculture, aviation, and that's what is real big out here. I think there was 3 airplanes last year that did spraying.
We had 3 different groups.
Yeah, okay, 2 different groups.
So there's probably up to 5.
And I think that is the biggest thing that makes an impact on us in Sac City. Also, when we have the airport supports law enforcement, military flight training, civil air patrol, and area photography. This is all included. It will also tell you some of the things that we have in the back, how the pictures are and whatever. We also have one other thing that has not happened yet. It's a military operation area in western Iowa. Supposedly, western Iowa, which is in Sac City, will have a military operation over the head of us here. They're going to be flying Air Force F-16 jets, and they'll be at 3,000 foot above ground level to 8,000 mean sea level. So that means they're going to come close to the ground. And that means also that some of our pilots out here are going to have to go down a little bit closer to the ground. They're not supposed to have, what was it, flares or whatever? Flares and things like that that's going to scare the people, but possibly there would be some that fly close enough that some of the people might get scared. Now, it's going to be in August. Supposedly, they haven't set the dates accordingly, but the dates right now are in August. Might be a good idea to, I thought they'd started already the other day when they came over. But in August 11 to 21, they're going to be flying between 9 and 11:30 and 13:30 and 1600 and 1800 and 2000. So there'll be 3 times a day in August from 11 to 21. In August 25 to 28, they'll be only flying from the time of 1500 to 1800 and 21:30 to 2400. So it'll be late at night on that one. September 1st or 1st to the 4th, they're going to be flying the 3 dates again from 9 o'clock to 11:30 and 13:30 to 16 and 1800 and 20:30. But I did want to let you know that the airport is out there. Huh?
He's going to have to get his noise detector.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about it when it came up. And I don't think it's been advertised much in the paper or anything, but I noticed I was on my back porch the other day, and all of a sudden one came over, and I thought, yeah, they're starting already. So I called the operations out there, and they said, no, it wasn't that yet. But I think we're going to have a good time, and Sac City Airport's right in the middle of it, so definitely I'm pretty sure we'll get hit here. And Sac City Airport is quite important to the Sac City area, I think, and Sac County area. I just wanted to let you know that that money that is involved is very little compared to what the federal give us. And you'll see 5%. I think we have to pay 2.5 and 2.5 city, and the 95 comes out of the federal. So, but that brings you up to date. If you have some questions, Matt's over here. He knows quite a bit more about the airport than I do. So,
I could add a little bit about the military operations.
okay.
There is a military operations area that is in permanent place over this part of the state. It's in 3 pieces, and we're at the north end of the southern part of this MOA, military operations area. Normally, they operate from 8,000 feet as their floor up to 18,000 feet, and we hear them out playing every so often. That's where they're operating, in that area. They're going to be a little more interested in ground operations, ground attack, that sort of thing. So just on those few days, they're going to drop their floor down to 3,000 feet, and things are going to get a lot louder if they come over. So if you get calls or people concerned, it's been announced, it's planned, and it's a limited time operation.
So there is plenty of education and warning that the public will be aware of it. Is that?
Well, they notified us. I don't know if Dale heard anything, but
About
we'll get a
a
copy
month
to you. How's that?
Month and a half to 2 months ago, that was when we got our notice of it.
Yeah, I don't know if the city was notified, but
Okay.
I think it was probably a safety deal for pilots, the reason we were notified. And we'll have it posted at the airport, but probably a good idea to watch the times and stay below 3,000 feet for those times.
All the home-based pilots have been notified.
Yeah, they have.
That's normal.
But it could get exciting, so enjoy the show.